Hello, Minecrafters and Redstoners. I'm Natanus Likens, and welcome back to another video from my creative world. 1.21 is now out, so I have updated this world to 1.21. So, here we are, and we're going to be talking about the crafter today. As you may well know, I monitor the entire Minecraft verse, watching all the universes all at once and picking up on certain things. And apparently there's some misconceptions about how the crafter works and how to actually use it. I'm gonna clarify a little bit of that and show you an easy way to actually use the crafter in the most basic recipe form as possible. And this is going to cover like a good chunk of items. However, it is only going to cover items that are made from one type of item. Confused? Well, don't be. What we're going to do is we are going to cover this as it pertains to uh, melon slices and melons. And the reason for this is because I did come across somebody's video where they had something like this and it kept messing up on them, and they did what somebody else had told them to. Yeah, it doesn't work like that. So let's dive into a little bit of the crafter right here, right now. So the first and foremost thing to know is that this thing does not fill up like a chest does. As anybody is aware, when you fill up a chest, it goes into the first slot that is available, and it fills up that slot and on to the next, and on, and on, and on, and on. That's not how the crafter works. So I've got this one completely empty. We got some melons in there to fill it up. I just want you to take a second and watch how the crafter fills up, because this is very important for basic redstone crafter mechanisms, and even more so important for really advanced redstone involving the crafter. So just take a second and watch what happens. Okay, so it is filling up from the top left all the way across, and then the next row, and then the next row, and then it ends at the bottom right corner. So we got this kind of pattern going on. That is very important to know because it does not fill up any one slot at once. It slowly fills up every single one of them. And the biggest thing you need to take note here is, first off, the pattern that it is filling up. That is very important. And two, the speed. This is very slow. I imagine with a hopper minecart it'd be a little bit faster, but generally speaking, you're probably not going to have a hopper minecart feeding into a crafter. So yeah, that's not going to work. And we're limited here by how fast the crafter can actually get filled up, which is actually not that bad because that does save us a little bit of hassle when it comes to speed later on. So let's just deactivate that one. However, it does present a different problem. There is a easy way to get the crafter to produce items, and that involves just having two observers facing into each other with a crafter on one end. The problem is that the speed of the hopper limits how this works, and this combo here, like, unless you're like trying to just make the crafter blink, yeah, don't use this method. It doesn't work that well. And I'm going to actually demonstrate that a little bit. We got kind of the same setup here where we got melons being crafted. You see I did put some in there to begin with. And then this is full of melon slices, and so is this. So we are going to go ahead. We're going to let the melon start flowing in. So you can see that it is going. And then we are going to go ahead and craft this. And right off the bat here, you see a couple of problems. So because of the way it fills up, we are getting this one slice here that is filling, and nothing else is. Everything is going. And in fact, this one is not actually getting more into it. The other problem we got is it's making melon seeds. Yeah, it's making melon seeds. That is not good. We don't want it doing that. So basically, all these slots either need to be filled all the time, which is just not possible with the speed of the hopper and the speed of the observers. However, do not fret. There is a way to get this to produce melons and only melons. And literally all you need is what is on the left side of my hotbar right there. You need two crafters, uh, one repeater, I don't know why I have two, five redstone, and two comparators. And then some building blocks. I have a diorite here. It's kind of an inside joke that is really just for me. There's somebody out there in the Minecraft world I've been trying to annoy with doing all my redstone on diorite. Yeah. Anyway, let's get to this. So I've got a setup here that is exactly the same thing. It's just going to produce melons for us, and for now it's just going to go into this barrel, but this would be like a filter system for a melon and pumpkin farm. I have pumpkins set up back here. We're not going to worry about pumpkins. This was just something that I had to demonstrate with. You can choose whichever one you want to filter for, but either way you do it, you need a filter. I cannot stress that enough. You need to have a filter. The crafter is not a filter. Okay, so if pumpkins get in there, it's going to mess up your whole system. So either you need to filter out the melon slices or you need to filter out the pumpkins. Doesn't matter which one, as long as one of them is getting filtered and then they are both being sent to wherever it is you're storing them. So let's go ahead and build out this redstone. You can kind of get a glimpse of it over there. But this is very simple. So from the crafter, we are going to come out 2 blocks. And then you are going to come up from that another 2 and 2. And then right here, all we're going to do is make a little 3x3 square where the crafter is. However, on this side here, we're going to come out 2 more blocks right there. And then we are going to take our comparators. First, you want a comparator coming out of whichever crafter it is that is actually crafting. And you're going to want to go ahead and throw that into subtract mode. So basically what this is going to do is whatever the signal is coming out of this crafter, which the max it can be is 9, is going to be subtracted from what we got coming into the side here. So we're going to put another crafter right there, and then we are... Another crafter? Yeah, another crafter. So we're going to put another comparator right there. We're going to leave it as is, and then you're going to put a crafter right there. Now, click on the crafter, and we are going to come here. You see a little tooltip there. It says click to disable slot. We are going to go ahead and disable all of these slots, except for one. It doesn't matter what this one slot is. It could be any one of these, as long as we have just one slot still open. So what that's going to do is that's going to tell it, hey, I've got a signal of 8, beat my 8 with a 9. Once it has a signal strength of 9 coming out of this crafter, it's going to power on this redstone dust right here. We're going to put a repeater right there. As you can see, that is on because we do have a bunch of melons in there, which I don't know why those are all in there. Let's take those out. And we are going to wrap it around here. So now, anytime that this has got exactly 9 melon slices in there, is going to produce a signal that is going to power the crafter, and it is going to spit out its melon. And only its melon, because there's 9 slots. Because of how we got this one set up. So now I can come over here and we can kind of demonstrate this. I've got a barrel underneath it instead of going down into the storage area. Just to kind of demonstrate this, obviously you wouldn't do this. In fact, you could probably like scoot this down one. This is just an example of how to set it up. You can set it up any way you want. However, this little circuit here is something that you definitely need to copy if you're going to do this kind of method right here. So let's just go ahead. We got a whole bunch of melon slices right here, and let's just go ahead and send that on. And you can watch as this works. And fill. As you can see, it activated and we got exactly a melon. No melon seeds, just a full-on melon. And it will continuously do this until you have absolutely no melons. So this is going to work perfectly fine and is really just a very simple redstone circuit that you can create, set it up, and just forget about it. It'll just continuously go from that point on. And we can sit here for a second and just watch and see. Got 9. Here in a second we should have 10. Then 11. And then 12. And so on and so forth. And we will never get melon seeds in our storage ever again with that little setup. Now, the cool thing about that little setup is you can use that for just about any single item crafting in the game. And I've got a wall over here. I kind of put these demonstrations up in the way. But any of these where you are using one particular item to craft another item, it will work for. So if you're taking redstone dust from a witch farm and you're making redstone blocks, it'll work for that. If you're taking nuggets to make ingots and then ingots to make blocks, it'll work for that. If you're taking your diamonds to make diamond blocks, it'll work for that. And I've got a little bit of a demonstration over here too set up to show you that this even works over here. So we got the same kind of setup right there with the crafter. You can see we got 8 slots filled in except for the 9th one. We've got this comparator in subtract mode. This one's in addition mode. And it's just set up the exact same way. And we can just go ahead, turn this on. And this one is going to craft iron blocks for us. And as you can see right there and here, that's all it's going to do. We never have to worry about it creating something that it should not create. And I've got the same kind of thing going on over here, sort of. Let's go ahead and click that one off. This one, on the other hand, I've got set up to make glowstone dust. And it will work exactly the same. Boom, 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 boom. And it'll work forever. You never have to reset this, as long as you do it like this. And you never have to worry about it ever messing up, unless somehow something else gets in there. But really, with any kind of farm that these are probably going to be attached to, you're probably filtering out stuff. So like redstone, you're probably filtering out the redstone. You're probably filtering out the glowstone. If you've got an iron farm, you're filtering out the poppies, or you're filtering out the iron. If you've got a gold farm, you're probably filtering out the gold nuggets and the gold ingots. And you can just have this little simple setup for all your very basic crafting needs. This is really all you need for anything that only requires one item. And that includes anything. If we're talking about turning logs into planks, turning planks into stairs, or turning them into slabs, it'll work for that. This circuit is that simple. That's all you need. And you can even daisy chain these. So if you want to make a daisy chain of wood, so let's just say oak logs into oak planks and then into oak slabs or oak stairs or oak doors, you could do that. You could daisy chain these all the way to that if you want. I don't know why you would, but you can do that. It is very simple and doesn't require a whole lot of resources to do that. So it is very, very, very simple. Now, the real problem comes with anything that requires more than one item. We are not going to get into it. However, I will just come over here and show you the design that I've come up with for creating dispensers. Now, I did make a video of this a while back. I never actually put it together and uploaded it, so I'm still debating on whether or not I'm going to bother doing that. I would have to re-record it because I deleted all the footage. But yeah, this complicated mess of redstone is actually what you would need to do to create anything more complex than just an iron block or a redstone block or even like polished variants of a given item. It requires a lot of timing and a lot of things to like finagle into position and even a directional facing uh, portion. So you need to know if it's facing uh, east or west or north or south. I know those directions weren't right, but you get the idea. Let's see if I can push this. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? It's been a while since I've done this. So we are facing what? West? East? South. We're facing south. I found it. I see where it is. Yeah, so that is something to bear in mind with this. So if you're trying to make anything that is more complex, it is going to take some very crazy redstone in order to do that. That is something I may actually end up covering in a later video. But for now, I hope this helps in your crafting needs as you explore using the crafter and figuring out exactly what you can and can't do with this thing. And hopefully, you'll make something absolutely amazing out of it. I don't know. I have just barely touched the surface on what is possible with this. I have seen some people do some really crazy, big redstone contraptions that can allow you to make everything. I don't see that as necessary because of the whole speed issue, uh, because you're very limited based on hopper speed. So yeah, I don't see a need for making any kind of crazy version of this, especially when you could do stuff a lot faster, a lot quicker in most cases. So, yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this little demonstration of how to use the crafter and a little redstone circuit that will, serve you well into the future. So, anyway, I'm the Tanis Likens. Please hit that like button and think about subscribing. I could really use the support. We're a very small channel right now. We are in the pains of growing, so I could really use that support. And I will see you guys next time. Bye.